Yep. So I want to say about Nate Oates, right? Last year
Story.
he's the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah.
Brandon Miller goes pro, which was expected. Noah Clowney goes pro, which wasn't necessarily expected. Charles Bediako heads to the G League, right? Which definitely was not something they thought was going to happen. Jaden Bradley transfers out of the program. Javon Quinterly leaves in like June. He loses his 3 assistants, his entire coaching staff. So he not only does he have to rebuild a roster with 2 pieces that were pretty important that decided to leave that we're not necessarily expecting, maybe even 3 of them. He's got to do it with a coaching staff that he's trying to rebuild at the same time. Brings in Austin Clonch, brings in Preston Murphy, brings in Ryan Pannone, goes out and gets Aaron Estrada, gets some of these freshmen, Jaron Stevenson coming in, gets Latrell Reitzel, rebuilds this roster and finds a way to be able to, despite playing a ridiculous non-conference slate, get his team going, win some games. They struggled a little bit towards the end of the year, but they found a way to make a run. I think that rebuilding that team is something that is underrated in terms of how they've been able to kind of make that happen. It's not, what he did was not easy, and I think it deserves quite a bit of credit. All right, T.O., you got 90 seconds here. What are you doing? Give me your game plan. How do you plan on beating UConn if you are Alabama?
Crush the offensive glass and shoot it as well as you did against Clemson. And you probably have to shoot it better.
Yes.
Like, you have to light the world on fire from 3, and you're going to have to find them early in the clock. And the problem with that is you find them early in the clock, you're going to have to go back down on the other end and guard for 28 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's part of Nate Oates' strategy. It's like, hey, let's find something in the first 10 seconds or 8 seconds or whatever his analytics say. And then we're going to try to force long possessions on the other end. The problem is those long possessions on the other end are exactly where UConn loves to be. So I'm not saying Alabama can't beat them. I'm saying it will be extremely difficult. And I think they have to hit anywhere between 19 and 26 threes to beat them.
I mean,
19 and 26 threes. They have to light the world on fire to beat them.
No, I said before, I think it's got it like they probably have to go like 22 for 50, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they're getting around the bucket. Like, I don't think that they have the pieces to get Kling into foul trouble. I think that look, everything Oates wants to do is at the rim or beyond the 3-point line, right? And I think we're gonna have to get a lot from beyond the 3-point line. I think you need to like 22 for 50. I think you're gonna have to take advantage of it. Like, get out and transition, get out and run. And look, what Randolph said last night is he would just play zone if he's Nate Oates. He would go 2-3 zone, and he would hope that they can't figure out how to play against it.
Nobody's done that. Very few have tried to do that. Somebody said to me the other day that Illinois should have tried something before the game. Just you got to try something totally different. I mean, you have to. How do you break somebody that's been perfect? You got to get them to blink. But even when they blink, like Tristan Newton finally blinked, it ain't happening. Mike, hey, Mike, you're betting Bama ML in the chat? Michael, I'll give you my Venmo. Okay, you can help buy us a round of drinks this week. It's not happening. This is the best team in the sport. It ain't happening Saturday. It ain't happening Monday. I'm excited to talk about it. We'll preview it, but let's not fool ourselves.
All right, we gotta
fool ourselves. Connecticut is going to win the national championship like I'm going to house some steak fajitas in Phoenix.